Nine Who Care, a TV9 Show You Care special honoring outstanding volunteers, is brought to you by Alliant Energy, St. Luke's Hospital, United States Cellular, and Collins Community Credit Union.
Hello, I'm TV9's Liz Mathis. We asked you to nominate the most caring volunteers in your neighborhood, and you sent us dozens of nominations. Every year, TV9 and our Show You Care sponsors honor 9 of these outstanding volunteers, calling them our 9 Who Care. You're about to meet these devoted Eastern Iowans. Our first 9 Who Care nominee is Marie Bromley of Clinton. She was nominated by her daughter, Christine of Iowa City. Marie has made the most of her retirement years. Her list of volunteer activities is long, and so is the list of people who have received her famous hugs. TV9's Cassie Willis learned why Marie's hugs build bonds with everyone she meets.
She probably is the most giving and loving person I have ever known in my whole life.
Christine Bromley believes it's time her mother is recognized for a lifetime of hard work.
Mom is so terrific, and she does so many things.
Marie Bromley raised Christine and her brother and sister in Clinton, but it wasn't until Marie's children were grown that she really jumped into volunteer work.
Who gets what?
Yes.
2 nights a week, Marie tutors Fred. The 56-year-old man is learning how to read. During the evenings, Marie strings prayer beads, known as rosaries, for prisoners and missionaries. And Marie loves to help children as a Girl Scout leader, a school volunteer, and as the former children's librarian at the Clinton Public Library.
Tiki tembo no savembo cherry ruchi peri pembo goes to the old man who is sitting dozing by a tree.
Marie is best known for her one-woman puppet shows.
When I do a puppet show, I like to gun-ho at you. If I cry, I really cry, you know. And if I laugh, I really laugh, you know. So because nobody sees me behind that stage, I can do anything I want to, you know.
But Christine is most proud of her mother's knack for knowing when someone needs a hug.
I have never seen anyone refuse her. She'll just go up and say, "May I hug you?" And they'll, "Yes." And she gives him a hug. And she does this all the time, lots of places.
It doesn't matter where or when, stranger or friend.
When you hug somebody, you know, you think, well, this person really cares about me, you know, which I do. And I love everybody.
Marie Bromley retired from the Clinton Public Library after 25 years at the age of 68. She'll give her $500 cash prize to the Clinton Police Academy Alumni Association. The association plans to use the money towards a new portable radar system. Well, sometimes the best way to get is to give. And Wendy Deal of Cedar Rapids loves to give, especially when it comes to nature. TV9's Bruce Owney explains why this woman's spirit of giving makes her a valuable volunteer at the Indian Creek Nature Center.
Okay, my stepdaughter gave my husband a sign one time that said that your job in life is to discover your gift and then to give it away.
And volunteering at the Indian Creek Nature Center in Cedar Rapids is how Wendy Deal is giving away her gift. We caught up with Wendy on a busy day after the Christmas season. She was storing items at the Nature Center that will be used in various projects next Christmas. But her volunteer efforts go way beyond that. She belongs to the Nature Center Guild, which raises money for this wonderful facility.
Currently, we do that in 2 ways. We have a plant sale in May, and then we have a Christmas sale in December. And I am the organizer of the Christmas sale.
But that's being humble. Wendy contributes long hours coordinating the fundraiser, bringing boxes of items to the events, picking up supplies, and filling in on numerous other tasks. Rich Patterson, the Nature Center's director, nominated her for 9 Who Care, and he knows how valuable Wendy is.
We would not have a nature center if it wasn't for volunteers, and Wendy is one of our very best volunteers. She is a very genuine, concerned citizen who has been volunteering around this community and elsewhere for decades with no recognition. I mean, the recognition is what she does when she sees children out here, when she sees elderly people enjoying helping. That's the kind of person she is.
Well, there's a spiritual feeling to it. Nature is a very important part of my life. And so to do something that directly relates to children then enjoying something that's meaningful to me, you know, fills my heart.
Wendy received a $500 check from TV9 and our Show You Care sponsors. She donated the money to the Indian Creek Nature Center. We still have 7 more outstanding volunteers for you to meet, including Rick Gilliland of Cedar Rapids, who drives a bus to build bonds between generations, and Jean Hoppenrath of Cedar Rapids, an animal lover who matches pets and people. Also, Carol Jameson, a school health secretary who looks beyond her own disease to heal others. We'll bring you all this and more when we come back. Welcome back to the Show You Care special. Some people volunteer at an elementary school and others volunteer at a senior care center. Rick Gilliland of Cedar Rapids spearheads a project that brings the two together. TV9's Renee Chu introduces us to the volunteer who helps one generation learn from another.
Let's go, guys.
Every Friday morning, Rick Gilliland's car transforms into a shuttle packed with kids from Truman Elementary School. With Rick leading, the caravan of minivans embarks on a field trip to the West Ridge Care Center.
I always know when it's Friday. It's time for the Truman kids to be here.
Right here, you could do like right there or something.
And the Truman kids know it's their time to make a new friend.
I like to do crafts and read with other people that I don't know very well, so then I get to know them. Just a place for our cooking fire.
Every week, it's a different cast of characters from Truman reading or doing crafts. But for the last 3 years, the director's been Rick. He recruits the parent volunteers to make the weekly trip. Rick says the kids look forward to it.
I think they learn a little bit if the elderly can actually help them, you know, if they can tell them anything about their lives in general. I think they're going to learn a little bit something out of it. As long as the kids enjoy it, as long as the residents enjoy it, we'll keep doing it.
Teaching kids lessons that require a car rather than a classroom. In Cedar Rapids, Renee Chu, KCRG, TV9 News.
Rick works full-time as a safety officer at the Eastern Iowa Airport. Since he works nights, Rick says that he might as well do something during the day, such as volunteer. Well, they say man's best friend is his dog, but for many dogs, Jean Hoppenrath is their very best buddy. Jean has saved many creatures from abuse, neglect, and homelessness. The Cedar Rapids woman has put in countless volunteer hours at the Humane Society. I'm going to show you how Jean helped create several programs that have brought man and beast together.
Kitty, 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 kitty.
It's the 4th Saturday of the month at Petco. And that means animal lovers have marked their calendars and come from miles around to take a closer look at pets up for adoption from a few Eastern Iowa animal shelters.
The problem is not going home with them.
In 1997, as a Cedar Valley Humane Society and Animal Advocates of Iowa volunteer, Jean Hoppenrath worked with Petco and got this adoption program going.
I always think of myself as a worker bee. I've been on a board for 12 years, and it's been a productive time, but I feel more rewarded when I can do the work.
Through the years, Jean's done just about every task you can think of for the Humane Society, from typing newsletters and fundraising to rescuing dogs from a puppy mill.
Her dedication is just overwhelming. Jean has been one that has provided lots of funding for various surgeries, and they are people that she does not know.
And now Jean is helping Shelley Meyer, who was a complete stranger until Shelley's cats brought them together.
Last October, I came in and put a sign on the bulletin board here at Petco because I need to find a home for my 2 cats because of my own physical problems. I can't take care of them anymore.
It's always seeing animals going to good homes. That's the most important for me, you know, to know that these little animals have an opportunity, you know, to go to a good family and live out their lives.
By the way, Jean and Shelley are still looking for a home for the 2 cats. Now you can log on to our website at kcrg.com for more information on that. All of us face challenges and setbacks in life that tend to get us down, and we all have that one person we turn to when the going gets rough. Carol Jameson is that person for Johnson Elementary School of the Arts in Cedar Rapids. TV9's Craig Brown shares her story.
Carol Jameson knows a lot about mending in her job as a health secretary. Those who know her best say her compassion goes far beyond the walls of her office.
Nurse term is a great term for a nurse, but she's more like a guardian angel.
She brings light into any room that she comes into.
Carol drives sick children home, makes them breakfast, and is always there to give kids hope and love.
I think we live in a world where each one of us can make a difference. And I think if children see that we love them and care about them and that they matter, that they will in turn take on that attitude as they grow older and see that there's a need in this world for them to participate.
5 years ago, Carol was diagnosed with breast cancer. When it would be so easy to give up, Carol didn't quit.
There have been days when she goes for her chemotherapy and just comes right back to work. On days when she's not feeling well, she'll run home and take an hour nap and come back to work.
Jameson's positive message began to spread beyond the school, and soon calls were coming in from all over the country. Friends of friends who found out they had cancer called the Angel Carol looking for help.
The bracelet that people wear, what would Jesus do? She doesn't have to wear it. She does it. She walks the talk.
Carol Jameson, one of our 9 who care.
Carol Jameson has also opened up her home to the children of Johnson Elementary. Last year, she brought home a foster daughter from the school. Well, wait till you meet Wayne Millard of Ottumwa. The man has been volunteering for 20 years, bringing food to the hungry. And Connie Pickard of Norway, she's been bringing peace and joy to some of Amana's oldest residents for 17 years. You'll meet these longtime volunteers and others right after this. Welcome back to this 9 Who Care special honoring some of Eastern Iowa's outstanding volunteers. Our next 9 Who Care award winner has helped feed hundreds of people in central Iowa. Wayne Millard is the director of the Food Bank of Southern Iowa. He's also the person who came up with the idea back in 1983. Iowa City reporter Mike Wagner tells us why Wayne works so hard and why he does it all for free.
When the truckloads of boxes arrive at the Food Bank of Southern Iowa, you'll find Wade Millard at the wheel of a forklift. Every day Wayne works here, he's living and keeping part of a promise he made to himself. His inspiration came as he sat in a hospital bed recovering from an operation.
Well, the promise I made in '51 that I will do anything I can to help somebody that's worse off than I am.
And that promise has kept Wayne busy. He helped start the food bank after retiring from the Postal Service. It's a volunteer effort his parents practiced during the Depression.
But we take all these potatoes and bring them down to a church on Church Street over here that had a soup kitchen. And we bring those potatoes and bring those turnips, and that everything you did like that. If you get a double season, you did.
The food bank runs on a similar principle. The donations come from food makers who overproduce. Wayne works to get all of the good food they'd simply throw away.
A lot of these have come from factories where they've been damaged a bit. They're not pretty to put to a supermarket. They're kind of smashed up a bit.
Once the food arrives and it's sorted and counted, orders are placed, and a network of churches distributes the food to families in 13 counties.
But as little as we are, we put out over 1 million pounds of food that went to people free.
Wayne says he expects he'll soon have more families to feed, families that may not go hungry, because Wayne has a promise to keep.
The food bank is able to help fill the gaps for many households because it provides items that welfare won't pay for. It's also one of the few food banks that specifically targets people in rural areas. Our next 9 Who Care winner is Connie Pickard. Connie hasn't let her age get in the way of her volunteer work. The Benton County woman recently turned 87. And as TV9's Angie Hunt shows us, Connie leads a life that's all about giving to others.
Peace be with you, Ryan.
Anyone who knows Connie Pickard knows that volunteering is just a part of who she is.
So that's the way Connie's always been. She's just wonderful. And I mean, it just comes natural for her.
For 17 years, Connie and a group of women from Norway have visited the colonial manor in Amana.
The women conduct a Catholic service and then play games and cards with the residents.
We just look forward to coming all the time.
And the residents here are just as eager to see Connie when she visits.
It just brightens their days. You know, the volunteers that come here, most of them came for many years, and they look forward to them. They know the days they're coming, the times they're coming, and it just brightens their days up.
Connie was a teacher for 28 years before she retired. Since then, her list of volunteer activities has grown. Connie says her mother and father always gave freely of their time, so volunteering just comes naturally.
I've always enjoyed doing it, and I always enjoy being with people. I always say I don't like my own company. I like to be around other people. So anything that involves people, I'm interested in doing. But I never feel like I'm doing anything. I know a lot of my friends will say, oh, you volunteer so much. It just seems to be a part of me. I don't think of it that way at all. Enjoy doing it.
Connie's also very active in volunteering for her church, and she collects and delivers donations to the food bank in Belle Plaine. Now, if you're still keeping count, we have 2 more outstanding volunteers to go. Dwayne Sill of Manchester is building a big, beautiful barn in memory of his parents and all the kids who love Camp Courageous. Marge Snyder of Anamosa always knows your name. The hospital volunteer makes it one of her top priorities. When we come back, we'll introduce you to the last of our 9 who care. Welcome back to the Show You Care special. For Dwayne Sill of Manchester, any project he gets himself involved with involves 100% effort. That's definitely the case as you enter Camp Courageous and see the new John and Dorothy Sill barn. It's a project that he's dedicated the last several years of his life to, all in an effort to create a memorial for his parents and help children with disabilities. TV 9's Nick Glue has the story.
From 7:30 in the morning until about 5 o'clock at night, chances are you'll find Dwayne Sill here. It's a barn he's built for disabled campers with everything from a large activity area upstairs to handicap-accessible animal pens downstairs. Before his mother died, it was her dream that this structure would someday become reality. So Dwayne took an early retirement and dedicated his extra time to Camp Courageous.
I knew enough about myself that I wasn't going to be satisfied not putting in absolutely the best effort that I could and trying to build the best project that I could.
The frame of this facility is constructed with enough wood to build 2.5 typical homes, and it's all of top quality solid oak. While Dwayne doesn't like to talk dollars, he insists that every penny is priceless.
This kind of, in a way, reflects both of my parents and their dedication to the camp. You know, I think it's the project is a reflection of them individually, a reflection of their lives together, and a reflection of their dedication to the camp.
With Dwayne's home 30 miles away in Manchester, he says this project has added about 50,000 miles to his car, but it's all worth it, and he says he hopes it will bring enjoyment to special campers for years to come.
Dwayne hopes to have the barn painted red and finished by April. In the spring, hundreds of campers will have the opportunity to see several different animals in the barn. The camp's horses will call the new barn home. Well, anyone that knows Marge Snyder says that she is the epitome of volunteerism. Marge puts in countless hours at the Jones County Regional Medical Center. TV 9's Diane Pathew caught up with her at the hospital.
Oh, she's just a lovely lady. First day that I was here, she came into my office, introduced herself, and said, if there's anything you need while you're here, I'd be more than happy to help. And she's done that every time that we've called her.
I guess what I'm doing is not only for the sake of the people, but for the existence of the hospital.
Marge Snyder has been working in the medical profession most of her life.
When I first started working in a local doctor's office, he told me at that time that the second time anybody came into the office, he wanted me to call them by their name. And I'm not bragging, I did manage, I worked on that very hard, and I love still being able to do it.
And 15 years ago, she inquired about volunteering at the Jones Regional Medical Center.
I love to play bridge, but I can't spend all my time playing bridge. I couldn't see not doing anything, so I came up here and talked to her at that time and tried to find a place that I might fit in.
And fit in she did. Not only does she greet and register patients at the hospital, but she helps patients understand their Medicare options and even helps them fill out their forms. Marge is also a member of the Jones Regional Auxiliary and formerly the president. Her coworkers say her dedication shines, and her willingness to help others will never be forgotten.
All the people that she touches, I don't think there's a staff member here that doesn't know Marge, and every time that she's here, they count on her for different things, and she helps throughout the hospital.
Marge Snyder is 86 years old and says that she will continue volunteering at the hospital for the rest of her life. We paid tribute to each of these 9 Who Care winners at a special awards banquet. Each of the 9 honorees received a plaque and $500 for his or her favorite charity. Over the past 11 years, we've honored more than 100 volunteers through this program, and more than $45,000 has been donated to charities across Eastern Iowa. Now that you've met our 9 Who Care, we hope you find time to show you care by volunteering in your community. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.